Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Powell and the deal and why she got the deal she did and how all of this factors into the future because there's a bunch of questions that are coming in about it. And I think there needs to be some context in what it appears Fulton County is trying to do. And honestly, it's the opposite of how cases of this size dealing with public figures tend to work. So we're just going to run through that real quick. If you missed the news, Sidney Powell entered a guilty plea. She has agreed to cooperate. So it's 6 misdemeanors and 6 years probation, $6,000 fine, an apology, a recorded statement for the prosecution, and has to agree to testify truthfully against her co-defendants. And to answer one question, because I mentioned it in both videos this morning, now I did not know that this was going to happen. I had a suspicion that it might. If it's gonna happen for this case, it has to start, the deals have to be in place before jury selection, generally speaking. And jury selection starts tomorrow. So that's why I mentioned it. I didn't know anything. But the big question that's coming in is, why are they getting these deals? These are slaps on the wrists. They're not a big deal. What generally happens when some rich and powerful person gets caught up in something? Who normally goes to jail? Some staffer, some intern, somebody you've never heard about. They take the fall, right? Some consultant, some outsider. They take the fall. And it insulates those at the top from any real accountability generally. That's normally what happens. It appears that Fulton County doesn't want that to occur in this case. So they are offering deals like this to Trump's alleged co-conspirators in exchange for their testimony, which would give them Trump. I'm pretty sure that that's the plan. Now, the other thing to note as people talk about the 6 years probation and no jail time and all of this stuff, the other thing that's important to remember is that as time goes on, the deals aren't as good. The more time that passes from the time of indictment, generally speaking, the less prosecutors are willing to come across with something that doesn't include jail time. This helps them from having to prepare a whole bunch of stuff that they would need as evidence that could be substituted or put into context by testimony. So that's the trade-off there. The deal is part of Fulton County trying to build a case against the top. There are a lot of people second-guessing the Fulton County DA on this one, and that's been going on since the beginning. They'll never get a grand jury. They'll never get past a special purpose grand jury. They'll never get a recommendation to charge. They'll never get through the indicting grand jury. They'll never get an indictment. It'll get thrown out. They'll never get anybody to plea. The people who've been saying that have been wrong every step of the way. They're putting together a case to get to the top. And there's a whole lot of people on the lower rungs. And I know with Powell, it doesn't seem that way because very public, the Kraken and all of that stuff. As far as the actual planning and the actual move to disrupt things at a wider level, Do you really believe that Powell was a mastermind? Probably not. This testimony helps secure convictions above it. That's what it's about. The other thing to keep in mind is that a lot of the people involved in this case, once they provide their testimony, they have provided it. And it's important to remember that there are other cases that might look at that testimony and say, hey, that'd be super useful. Here's your subpoena. So I wouldn't second guess them too much when they haven't even gone to trial yet and they've already got 2 convictions. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.